Hey everyone, this is Rock from StageandSky.com, and we need to talk about this. Now, this came up on Spiritual World, and I saw it like a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to do a video about it, and I was like, nah, there's other things that are more important that I had to talk about. Like today is Sunday, February 18th, and it came up again. Single women in the United States own more homes than single men, according to a new study. That doesn't surprise me, but there's something else I need to talk about that it's going to sound really, really bad. But I don't think I'm alone as a man in saying this. As a millennial, I'm 37 years old. And I think it needs to be said because, again, like when it comes to mainstream culture, you don't hear the real opinions of men. You hear what the media wants you to know about men. They push a narrative of the kind of men that we should be, but you don't really get the gist of what men really want unless you go to social media, unless you go to YouTube, unless you read the comment section and you read it with thoroughness. You don't read it with, you know what, let me tear these men down and dismiss everything they're saying. They must be soy boys and incels and none of that, all right? I'm going to hit you with just like I'm talking to the women who want to get married. Those are the women I'm really talking to. If you don't want to get married, if you're still playing the field, if you think that, I'm just going to live on coast on my career and, I'm just having the fun and you don't know anything about I'm just going to talk about it. This doesn't surprise me. When I see that women own more homes than single men, this doesn't surprise me. And fellas, because in the comment section, you hear a lot of them say, well, yes, because of divorce settlements. And that's why, you don't get married. I think you guys are doing a little bit of injustice when it comes to ladies. I don't think a lot of these women who own homes and they're single, I don't think it's due to divorce. That does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying that, look at what society's been pushing for the past 20 to 30 years. Career over family. Climb that corporate ladder, experience the world, like success. Don't depend on a man for nothing. So it's not surprising to me that single women own more homes than single men. Ladies, here's what I would like you guys to understand about us men, all right? Because society's been teaching you that men and women are the same and break down the gender roles and all of that, but we all know that that's a lie. That is a big lie. A lot of women want men to be, progressive and modern when it comes to feminism, but they still want men to have some traditional values. Hold open the door for you, to pay the first bill, to make the first move when it comes to dating and asking you out. You still want that kind of man while enjoying the other things when it comes to progressive and, break down traditional roles. Men don't work that way. Some men do, and you find them, and God bless you. I hope you guys stay married. But a lot of us men are still men.
One thing that we have here that's even worse is our partisan politics situation, where we know that boys are going to the right and women are going to the left, and increasingly they're saying that they refuse to date someone on the other side of the aisle. So more than half of women say that being a conservative is a red flag. More than half say listening to Joe Rogan is a red flag. And so I think we're kind of headed towards a demographical disaster if we can't bridge the divide, at least putting politics on the back burner for romance.
I graduated high school in 2005. I was raised, Rock, you're the man in the household, you're to work to provide and protect your family. That was the purpose as a man, to be a future husband and the future father. That was ingrained on us as men. So, you know what I did in my 20s? I busted my butt. I got out of college, I had student loan debt, and I said, man, I'm not going to be able to afford a family with this financial debt. I need to work as hard as I can in my 20s and get out of financial debt so I can provide for my family and have a solid financial foundation. That was the mindset of myself in my 20s. The problem is with society, and this is why I think the current culture has messed us up, is because women have been told to do the same thing as men.
They don't care about children. They don't care about legacy. They don't care about family. The modern woman today cares only about what's in it for me. How am I gratified? I have one life to live. I want to go to Dubai. I want fancy vacations. I want to own a home of my own. I want to be independent. I want to be a boss chick. I don't need no man.
One of the comments said it succinctly. It has over 400 likes in less than 15 minutes. He said, according to the studies, you have the study right here. According to studies, single women own more homes than single men. That's what it says. Oh, we're brag. It sounds like a flex. But the comment says, according to studies, men only buy a house for family. Let me talk about the benefits of owning your own home. The benefits is, say you find someone like me and I own my own home and you own your own home. The benefits is that, okay, we can sell our homes, or one of us sells our homes, and you can rent it out, and we can combine our income and we can get a bigger home. That's the benefit. The problem is, realistically, I suspect that the women who focused on their careers and getting their own homes may not be the kind of women man, this is gonna sound really bad. I'm just gonna say it. Men are supposed to be the head of the households. Men are supposed to be in charge. We're supposed to be protector and providers of our family. The women who focused on prioritizing the career and getting their own homes, and I don't need no man, I can do whatever I want, I can do that by myself. Those kind of women, the strong and independent women. Those women are not attractive to men like myself. Like when I see a woman who, oh, I got my own home, that doesn't, like, to a single man, that sounds like a complication. And like, it'd be much easier if you were renting. It'd be much easier if you were still living at home with your parents. I know that sounds really bad. Oh, you want us to be dependent on that? Well, yeah, yes. I would like my future wife, my family, to be dependent on me, because that inspires me to work harder. That motivates me to do my best. That gives me purpose when it comes to doing a job that I may not like, but guess what? My family's depending on me. So I work hard and I find fulfillment in providing for them. That's the truth. I know that might sound antiquated and too traditional and we need to get with the times, but a lot of men are not getting with the times. That's why you have the passport bros who go overseas looking for feminine traditional wives.
These men have been very clear in their message. They've said time and time again they want a wife, someone they can build with, start their family with, someone they can create a legacy with. What y'all heard was they wanted someone that they can control. Y'all minimize being a wife simply down to being a slave, even so much as telling those other women overseas that they're uneducated and practicing sex tourism.
I'm not part of that crowd. I think that there are still women here, but it's just hard to find. And even when you find them, of course, with the catcalling and the Me Too movement, it's difficult to approach you, which is why, sad to say, a lot of ladies are going to have to make the first move. Just talk to us, right? I'm not saying, hey, go up to a guy and ask for his number, but just go up to him and say, hey, good job on your set, bench pressing, or I like your suit, some kind of compliment. And if he's attracted to you, he's going to latch onto that, ask you questions, and get the conversation going, all right? But all you got to do is just say something to him, smile at him, like the subtleties of the past don't work anymore. You playing hard to get, and that's not going to work anymore. I know that kind of trailed off. I just want you to be aware of what a lot of men think about that, because it's so obvious that a lot of women don't understand men. They don't know what men want, or they're inundated or surrounded by people, the support group, who tell you what you want to hear. And as I say in my own Christian essays, that the lies are the father of lies, Satan. And because of a lie, we're all gonna die. And I don't want all you ladies to basically waste your youth, because sad to say, a lot of them have.
I'm in the Sahara Desert with 18 incredible women about to go ride camels in the sunset.
I'm just having a really hard day and trying to get ready.
That women tend to be happier when they are single.
I could have married a lot of the people that I've dated.
Okay, I turned 40 this year and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship.
If you hear something or an update about your ex and it just kills you.
Women tend to be happier when they are single.
Being alone, having no one there to talk to as you age, no kids.
And I always thought I would have kids. I thought I would be married by now. And now the closer I get to it, and I'm scared. I don't know.
I didn't think it would be an issue. I'm 32 years old.
I'm 53. I would like to think that I'm still young.
Let's just read some of the comments here. One guy says, not a flex, but just like being more educated but buried in student loan debt is not a flex either. A house is not an asset if it's not putting cash in your pocket every month. It kind of is though. Like if you own your own home, that's an investment, and the real estate is getting, like, I'll put it this way. When I bought my first home, this condo that I'm living in right now, I bought it for $140 back in 2019. It's now worth $250. So I've doubled my money. I wonder if these stats include women who got divorced. All right, we got that. Now, black men and black women finna argue about a random ass study. Divorce. I will never move in with the woman. She better move in with me. That's what I was talking about. Like, again, if I'm on a dating site or if I'm meeting a woman for the first time and she, I don't want to say leads with, but she puts it out there like a flex, as if, hey, I own my own home. That's not a flex. That's a complication, because if I get with you, who's going to move in with who? Are you going to sell your property? Because I like my home. I ripped up the floors. I painted everything, Like, did you do the same? And you know, like, let me look at your home. Is it better? So you're trying to say you can't go our way? We can. It just better be worth it. You know, like it better be tip top, like top of the line, worth it. Where I'm fine with renting out my place, and I'm fine with getting in with you. Because your place is a lot better, it has a lot more space for us to raise a family, all that kind of good stuff. That's what's flowing through my head. But if it's not, there's going to be an impasse there, because I'm pretty sure she might have the same pride that she has in her home that I have with mine. That's not a flex. Here's a woman's perspective. Single women own more homes than single men, and they say because they're raising their children. But still, that's not a flex. You're a single mom. I'm not sure why ladies think that being a single mom, I know the culture is telling you, you know, but to men, that's not great. You shouldn't be a single mom. You guys should be raising children as part of a family. I mean, honestly, when you come across these single moms, you really do hope, you just kind of secretly want to tell them, dude, just go back to your baby daddy, you know? Oh, he was a douchebag, then why'd you have children with him? That's what we're thinking. And you're not going to hear this, but this is what we're thinking. If I didn't have children, I'd have no use for home ownership. Again, not a flex. It means you plan poorly. This is not good or bad, it's just facts. No one should be happy or sad about this. Let's get the numbers up for our black community. That's what someone said. Some people said divorce. Some people said this is by design. Besides, women want homes, men only want women. Ooh. Is that true? Women want homes, men only want women. I will tell you that when I bought this property, it was because my lawyer, I have a mentor. He's like a father figure to me since I was 23. And because I was living in the same apartment complex, I don't mind renting. To me, the idea of owning my own home was kind of scary, because if you own your home, that's mortgage, you know, and you're tied to it. And you hear stories and all these these sad tales about foreclosure, so you don't want to be tied to it and mess up your credit. But my boss, the lawyer, is like, listen, this is an investment. You know, even if you don't want to live in it anymore, you can just rent it out, you know. And we found this place. This is a beautiful place. I don't want to go give you a tour of the home, but I love my home. It is gorgeous. I'm not the richest person in the world, but the way I've curated my place, I do feel like I'm living a life of luxury. So when he says women want homes, men only want women, I think there may be some truth to that. Because when I was in my 20s, just coming up, and I mean, all I wanted was just a woman. You know, that's how you start. You know, my idea, my goal, my dream, naively speaking, not knowing how this world worked, the plan was, you know, graduate college, find a woman, build with the woman. I know it sounds funny right there, right? In today's society, but that was the goal. Find a woman, build with her, start a family with her, have a house. You know, I don't even have a cat or dog because I want to get a cat or dog when I get married. But you see a lot of ladies just skipping that step. This is not bad. I'm not saying that they're wrong for skipping that step, or it's because it's my step. But I don't want those complications to get in the way of a possible, like, I don't want that space to be ruined so that there's no space for a wife or a girlfriend to come in. Okay, here's a woman who says, it's odd how all the men claim we obtain our houses by divorce when y'all the same ones hollering no one wants to marry us, and we had all kids out of wedlock by Pookie and Ray Ray's. Make it make sense. The truth is a lot of men priorities be effed, and they don't give a F about having a home for the children. Okay, well, I hear what she's saying, and maybe because of the guys she's dealt with, like the Pookies and Ray Rays she's dealt with, they don't care. But again, there are good men like us, and I think that when you're in your youth, you just don't pick them. You have a terrible track record. Oh, Rock, you're putting all the blame on women because it is your responsibility. Like, if you're having children, like, that is one of the biggest responsibilities of you, to pick the right man to have children with. And if you grew up in the church, then you know that you should wait till marriage. Like Crystal Hazlett talked about this. Like, she knew what the church says. You know, she knows that, okay, you should be waiting until marriage to have sex, but you just don't care. You go buck wild when you get out of high school, and you go to college, everyone's doing it. Instead of having the strength and discipline to wait or look for the men with good virtues, you call us all stick in muds. Oh, you sorry, you lame. I hear what she's saying. It makes sense why she's saying what she's saying. I would like some accountability when it comes to you guys just picking the bad people. Most men are comfortable with living a discreet lifestyle. If we don't have the family, we don't see the purpose of living in a family style home. Women will be single and want a 7-bedroom, 10-bath. All right, so aside from bashing women there, he's not wrong. Purpose. If you haven't taken away anything from this video, purpose. Men need purpose. Without it, we don't care about the money, materialistic things. We don't care about breaking the glass ceiling. A lot of us, because a lot of ladies say, oh, we want a man with ambition. Okay, well, ambitiously, I want the hottest woman I can find. That's my ambition. And if all the hot women pass me over because I'm Christian and I'm waiting to marry to have sex, it's like more men are saying men buy houses for their families, including wife and children. These comments are salty as AF. Women are the breadwinners now. I believe that women mature faster. I think women mature physically faster. It never fails how many of the comments from men try to invalidate or lessen the value of women's achievements. That's true. Like, fellas, we can't. The culture has been pushing ladies to value their careers and never be dependent on any men. It makes sense why women actually do that. They're able to own their own homes. I won't say that's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, ladies. I'm just saying, from a man's point of view, that's not a flex. Like some men, it could be, but for a lot of us, it's a complication, especially in the black community where it's so volatile right now. In the black community, if I can go on a quick diatribe right now, but it doesn't seem like we really like each other in the black community. And I would say that there was a comment that, what's his name? Charleston White said recently.
That's also the reason why you see a lot of black men in interracial relationships, not because they don't like black women or black women.
They're running from their mother. They're running from their sister. They running from the black girl who they used to like in school, that was more charismatic than him and could talk loud. He's running from that.
And that struck me a little bit. Hip hop really just wrecked us as a black people, because back in the 90s, I grew up, again, I was born in 1986. So I remember Family Matters, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and before that, The Cosby Show. We had greater diversity in our personalities, our culture as black people. But then in the late 90s, we had the West Coast, East Coast rapper and Tupac. And then in the early 2000s, you had Air Force Ones, Nelly, and they just completely took over, and everyone hopped on board because you didn't want to be called lame, you didn't want to be called a white boy or an Oreo. We were so afraid of that. A lot of people jumped on the hip hop bandwagon, and of course, people like me, I didn't. I grew up military, so I moved around from school to school where everyone could be yourself until I got to Augusta, Georgia, where the stereotypes of black people and white people is straight. It's real. What's your point in all this? My point is, when it comes to the black men and the animosity between black men and black women right now, it's because women want to live a certain way and men want to live a certain way. And I say, instead of thinking to yourself, oh, men are right or women are right, how about we just trust in a higher power, and come back to the Bible and just let God tell us how we should be living our lives. And if we both agree on the Bible, guess what? It eliminates all its animosity and we can get on the same page. The problem is, and this is where I kind of fault ladies, because it goes against what feminism is saying. Feminism is saying equal, 50-50 partnership, there is no headship, and the Bible is saying, yeah, there is headship. Men are supposed to be in charge. Men are supposed to be the head of the households. And that's why you have this impasse where a lot of women, and there's a lot of Christian women who, I like the Gospels, I don't like the other books of the Bible, the New Testament, where the apostles are talking about all that nonsense. I just go about with Jesus. That's why I love Jesus, not this other stuff. And it's like, all right, well, we're going to be completely frustrated then. So you're hiding behind the Bible? Yep. It says be the sword and the shield. So all this shaming language, and I've heard it all, it won't work on me. And I'm not talking on behalf of all black men, because there are some Pookie and Ray Rays out there. There are the Nick Cannons of the world. There are the NBA young boys who, bed down multiple women, have multiple children outside of wedlock. I'm not talking on behalf of them. I'm talking about good men. Not nice guys, because good men sometimes we can't be nice. A nice guy would be like, oh, Marcus, you want to be Madeline today? Okay, you're going to be Madeline. No, a good guy would be like, no, take off that dress, wipe off all the makeup. But you're hurting my feelings. Take off the dress, wipe off that, sometimes hate, I said in my Super Bowl essay, sometimes love looks like hate. And instead of, you getting with a man like that, because a man like that is not going to put up with anything, you rather cut us down, say we're all bad, say, oh, you guys are Pookies and Ray Rays, or, there's no good men, and there is. Women get swindled by predatory lenders. Buying a home is not a smart move these days. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. It is a smart move. Unless the interest rate, oh yeah, the interest rate, it is pretty high. Like when I got my home, it was like 4%. Now probably 10, which is probably going to come back and bite you. Interest rates is a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think.